hot. Caution. Condon's hot. Caution. Condon's hot.
New box of shirts.
Caution. Condon's hot. Caution. Condon's hot. You got to give me all you got. Caution.
Well, it's time to go. Saturday morning, July 17th, about 7:40 a.m. I'm at the shop because I'm getting the rabbit sorted and loaded up because I'm making about a little under 2-hour trek to North Brantford to Wildside Performance to go have the livery, that semi-scene points installed on the Mark 5. I'm pretty psyched. It's going to be a big day. Really should pull the car together. I've never had a car with a livery, so I'm just like amped. I'm going to get the thing loaded up and then we'll head in that direction.
Caution, content's hot. You get to give me all you got.
Caution. Condon's hot.
Out here with Shooky. He's putting hood pins on his car.
For the third time.
For the third time in what feels like 137-degree weather.
Yeah. I could have sworn we lived in fucking Connecticut.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Needs a bigger drill bit.
Yeah.
Hammer it on in there.
All right. Well.
We're still out here at Wildside Performance getting the livery installed. It's coming out fucking phenomenal, better than I could have ever imagined, truthfully. Doing an absolutely bang up job, going to the umpth degree. So it's almost done. We're happy to report. Yeah, we'll catch back up in a little bit. It is Sunday, July 18th. I'm at the shop in the morning. Wrap was completed last night. GoPro died, so I didn't get to do a bunch of stuff, but it was a super long night. Basically, I think Wildside Performance probably put in about a 10.5, 12-hour day, realistically. Started about 9:30 in the morning, and I think I pulled out of there at 9:30 at night. Truly went above and beyond with the wrap. It looks phenomenal. I'll show you guys in a little while, but right now I just ran to the shop, local detail store, to buy some wrap detailer, clay bar, some miscellaneous stuff, some air freshener, because I'm going to tackle some of the spots on the not on the wrap, well actually sorry, on the wrap as well as the car itself, because on the drive home last night, it was about 2 hours, the last, I'd say 35 to 40 minutes was rain, of course. So the car still looks pretty good, but before I photograph it and I put here, and I gotta show that process as well, before I do all that, I'm going to clean it up, make sure it's all sorted, and then I'm gonna shoot the shit out of it. I have a good plan to shoot it inside here, so that's kind of how I'm gonna unveil it, if you will. So let me get started on all that stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay. Camera, car, cleaning supplies, the jack, I think I'm ready to shoot the car. Basically gonna light paint it for this first main shot, or the hero shot, if you will. So we're gonna try that in probably 2 different angles, see how that comes out, and then I think, actually I should have plenty of time, what the weather looks like outside. I think it's just kind of cloudy, so as long as it's not pouring out, I'm gonna go take this out, and there's a spot not too far from our shop that I want to utilize and take some photos there too. So I'm gonna start doing this. Maybe you'll kind of see some behind the scenes for this, and then ultimately the pictures will be yeah. All right, so that's the livery. Huge shouts to Sammy Scene Points Style Up Design for designing this. Basically, I provided him with the rough idea, a couple examples to go by, and he made it happen. Design-wise, it was absolutely flawless. Matter of fact, I'll show you a couple things. So this right here, this was actually 2 big pieces that kind of Sammy had the forethought to separate and use some red that ultimately overlapped, so we could get this right first, which ultimately kind of the way we did this, or again, Mike at Wildside Performance, shouts to him as well, because we really focused on getting this correct. But we started with the center, obviously used the laser and the eye, get that all exactly straight with the VW itself, get that sorted, and then work on the obviously outside parts of the hood, which we had to match those. So once those are on, then you could move on to the fender. But Sammy had the forethought to add extra red to just overlap, fold that in there, and then overlap, fold that in there with that other piece. And I'm probably explaining this horrifically, but he designed it to a point where it made it very, very easy to understand once we've seen it and how it needed to be laid out, how it was going to work. And then ultimately, this piece was once with this piece attached, where there's another piece that came this way, which made it pretty easy to understand. All right, here's how this needs to be laid out. We can cut that side, cut this, kind of actually cut this piece separately to give us another piece to kind of maneuver around as needed and see where it looked best to land. And ultimately that was that. And then kind of the same thing for the other side, which was a little easier, but you know, ultimately matching that other side with what we had before. We had to measure everything, make sure it all kind of made sense. Again, use the laser to go across the car just to make sure that the points were meeting in the right spot. But again, huge shouts to Sammy on the design. Huge shouts to Wildside Performance, Mike at his shop. Literally spent all of Saturday. I think I got there about 9:30 in the morning and I left there at 9:30 at night. He spent the whole Saturday putting it on. Complete, professional, major attention to detail. Wanted to make sure it was absolutely perfect. Oh, and another big thing, if you didn't already see, this fender is no longer black. I got there and he happened to have some white vinyl, asked if I wanted to do it, and he said he'd take care of it, and he did. And the cool thing is it is actually the same white that I picked previously and wasn't going to use because I thought it was just too much of a contrast from the existing white. But honestly, once it's on the car and wrapped and the livery is on that, okay, GoPro was going crazy or something. I think I exceeded the time frame or whatever. But anyway, once the light's on the car and the fender is actually wrapped and the livery is over it, you don't notice the difference really. It's kind of the least eye-catching. But yeah, with it wrapped, looks way better than it would have with the black fender. And with the livery installed, you don't really notice the difference of opaqueness one to the other of white or whatever it's going to be called. I don't know. It really kind of blends in and looks quite natural. But yeah, it's on, it's installed. I'm absolutely over the moon with it. It's crazy. We pulled it out of the garage last night and it looked like a Hot Wheels car coming to life. It was quite a weird feeling for me to kind of see it actually in person come to fruition, because for the past, I'd say, month or so, I've just seen it in a 2D form, of a PDF that I've been looking at and referencing and things like that. So to see it done in person, reality, and on the car is just awesome. I'm so stoked that we could work with great people to make it happen. So yeah, we're gonna continue along. We have some stuff to do next week, a few small things on the car, and then we're pretty much at Wolfsguard. So look forward to giving you some more updates in a couple days.